What is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. The Washed Up crew, we're back in the building again.
We're back.
And it's a very special day today. We'll get into that. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor of UrbanPitch.com. As always, I'm joined by my fellow co-host, the director of Vibes, Mr. First One himself, Julio Matarosa. Julio, what's going on, man?
Like I always say, another day in paradise, man. I'm pretty excited for today, though.
Yeah, today, I mean, it's a big day for you. It's a big day for Julio, a noted LAFC fan. He said it on the pod multiple times. He's gotten in a little bit of trouble, with some Galaxy fans, but, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
We got a very special guest. If you didn't guess, he plays for LAFC. It's Danny Musovski. Danny, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Man, excited.
Yeah, how are you,
man? I got to do this first.
Oh, we got to reveal.
Yeah, we got to reveal.
He's stripping on camera.
Now we're good. We can get it started for real now.
All right. Love that.
Oh, man, Danny, thank you so much for joining the show. It's obviously, you've been a fan favorite with LAFC since you've hit the scene a couple of years ago, but obviously Julio's a big LAFC fan.
Moo!
Yeah, you hear the chants, so it's awesome that you're able to be here today.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. I didn't know you were a fan, so I like seeing that right there. That's awesome.
Definitely. I went to high school across the street, Manual Arts, across the street from the stadium. So the minute they started building the stadium, it was hype. Just me and my friends were like, "This is the team we're gonna follow."
Oh yeah, nice. That's awesome. I think that's that's what makes LAFC so good. Literally, it's like downtown, right in the middle of everything. It resonates with a lot of fans for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. But before your LA days, born and bred in Las Vegas. Can you kind of talk about that? What that was like? Because obviously there's a lot of, I don't want to say misconceptions, but like kind of like the outsider view of Vegas. What was it like as an insider growing up as a local out there?
Yeah, I think like you said, there's definitely some misconceptions. People think Vegas, they just think of like the strip and craziness and stuff like that. But no, I think like I had a pretty normal, like upbringing, just like normal house. And like obviously when you're a kid, you're not going to the strip and stuff like that. So it was just pretty normal. Yeah, exactly.
Not circus though. You didn't go to circus.
Yeah. All right, I did go to circus. But none of the crazy stuff though. But just other than that, it was pretty normal. I just played club soccer growing up there, and I didn't really feel like it was anything different. It wasn't until I kind of like grew up and left Vegas that I realized that Vegas is kind of a crazy city and all that stuff. So I would say, like pretty normal with club soccer and all that stuff.
Talking about club soccer, I know yearly they had one tournament there. And what I remember about that tournament is no parent wanted to go to like any other tournament. They didn't want to sign up for a volunteer to take care of the kids. But for some reason, that Vegas tournament, all the dads, no moms, all the dads would sign up. My dad was the first one in line. Yeah. They would drop us off in the hotel, and then they wouldn't come back till 6 a.m.
That's so funny. I could definitely see like a visiting teams coming to Vegas that happening. That's so funny.
Today's episode is brought to you by Bet Online. Our partners at Bet Online continue to be the number one source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all the latest odds, news, and sports development, including this year's basketball championship finals, the NHL hockey conference finals, Major League Baseball, the latest fighting news, and even next season's NFL futures. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to get the bonus and to get into the action. Bet Online, where the game starts. So you go through the club soccer route, had a great high school career, not Mr. Basketball, but Gatorade national or state player of the year, right? In Nevada. End up going to UNLV. What was that like? Because I know UNLV is like right by the strip. It's college. Everybody's trying to have a good time. I'm sure there's some crazy times there. But what was that like going to UNLV?
Yeah, I think UNLV was just an awesome experience. It was a chance for me to stay at home, take a step towards my goal of playing professional soccer, and then also have my family and all my friends there. So that was definitely just a really great experience, and yeah, it definitely helped having a strip and all that stuff there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was really fun. It was definitely a cool experience.
You didn't have to travel far for spring break.
Nah, everyone was leaving. Everyone else from out of town was coming to Vegas for sure, but we were leaving.
Were there any schools in the mix? Because obviously you had a great high school career, but were you always set on staying close to home, or were you pretty close to going somewhere else?
Yeah, I actually was pretty close. UW was another one that I was being, heavily recruited by, and I met with their coach, and then Northwestern was also another big one. I did
Great.
an official visit there. Yeah, it's definitely a great school. But ultimately, what made my choice was just I wanted to stay at home, to be honest, and just play in front of my friends and family, because I grew up as a kid watching UNLV soccer games. So for me, it was kind of like I want to play at the place that I grew up watching as a little kid. So that was kind of my decision to stay at home.
Nice, yeah, and as a Vegas local, and being someone who's like obviously knows the ins and outs of the town, for anyone that wants to go, not necessarily saying me and Julio, but if you had any tips for anyone who wanted to go to Vegas, like an insider kind of local spots around the city, what's like the insider's guide to going to Vegas?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places. If you're into like the nightlife and all that stuff, they got every like nightclub, the day beach clubs. I don't know if you guys have like been to a lot of them, but like Encore is like obviously a real hot spot. And then recently I was just on the high roller with my girlfriend there, in the off season just now. I think that was like a really awesome experience. Get unlimited drinks for 30 minutes to go around the high roller. So I was like,
sounds like that's a pretty good formula. Yeah, it's a good formula for success.
I also heard about Senor Frogs and Blue Martini.
What's up?
Senor Frogs and Blue Martini is what my friends are saying that.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Blue Martini is huge. I've been there, and yeah, no, that's definitely a good spot as well. There's so many. It's Vegas,
Right.
Everywhere you go is pretty nice. But yeah, definitely if you like don't live there and you're just coming to visit, you can't really go wrong.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we'll take some
you
notes.
You guys planning on going or no?
We'll see. We'll see.
Road trip?
Yeah. It's not that far.
After the podcast, we might have to go.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. But obviously, let's get into soccer. That's what we're here for. Great career at UNLV. End up getting drafted by the San Jose Earthquakes. That was your childhood team. What was going through your head? What made you a San Jose Earthquakes fan, and what was it like getting drafted by the team you grew up rooting for?
Yeah, well, I think Chris Wondolowski was just a player growing up, especially when I was like middle school, high school. Like this guy was just lighting the league on fire. He was leading the league in goals, and he was kind of like the guy. So I just really liked watching him play. I ended up I would go watch him play when they played the Galaxy. So I was like ended up going there to see Wando play live. And then I played a summer league PDL in San Jose for one summer. This was my sophomore year of college, and they were affiliated with San Jose Earthquakes. So that was kind of how my connection started with them, and I met a little bit of their management. And then they ended up just drafting me, and I was just really happy to be taken. I would have been happy to have been taken by any team, to be honest, because I just wanted to get my foot in the door, to get into the MLS. And so like San Jose was the team that pretty much gave me that opportunity. So I was definitely really, really happy when that happened.
Yeah, and obviously you played a little bit with Reno, the USL affiliate, but it didn't end up working out at San Jose. What was kind of going through your head when that happened? From a career standpoint, because it's pretty tough, obviously getting cut from anything. But you work so hard to get to that point. You get the news that you're cut. What was going through your head? How did you bounce back from that? And how do you think, what lessons did you learn from there to where you are now in your career?
Yeah, there was I definitely learned a lot of lessons. I think at that time in my career, it was definitely a lot of growth going on. I think anyone could relate to, if you're fired from a job, like you're just like, shit, like it's not. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
You're good.
Go ahead.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, shit, like that's not good, obviously. And then like you said, like I did feel a little bit like disappointment, because you worked so hard your whole career from high school to college to try to get into the MLS. I did for one season, and then I got cut. So I was like it was very disappointing for sure, because I was like, you worked so hard to get to this point just to be cut. And I knew it was going to be extremely hard to get back into the MLS. But that was kind of like a decision in my career where I was getting a little bit of pressure from my family to like, because I didn't finish my college degree. I still have about 2 semesters left. So there was a little bit of questions like, should I go back, finish my degree, or should I just like keep playing this out and see how this dream goes? Because my dream was obviously to play professional soccer. So I just decided to play one more year in Reno. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what happens. And then I had a good season that in the USL when I was there. And then LAFC gave me an offer in 2020, and yeah, now I've been with the team for 3 years now, so it's been very good.
How is it going to LAFC in that COVID year? Because it was hard for everybody. No fans. Basically, you and your teammates. Was it Disney?
Yeah, in Orlando. In
Orlando. How was that?
Yeah, that was just a crazy year, crazy season, just crazy things in the world going on. But to be honest, it gave me a little bit of opportunity because just with all the craziness, like everyone in the roster was kind of like moving around. People like Carlos obviously didn't go to the bubble because he was dealing, with the family issue. Diomande ended up getting injured at the bubble. So then it ended up giving me an opportunity to make my MLS debut. That's where I made it. It was in Orlando in front of no fans.
Yeah.
Just kind of like it was still awesome. Like I swear to God, it felt like there was like 20,000 people there. Like when I made my debut, like I was just like really kind of like nervous because I was looking forward to it my whole career, like my MLS debut. And even though nobody was there, I felt like I just walked off a freaking field with like 20,000 people watching. But yeah, so it was definitely cool. It was definitely weird part of it too, just because the whole environment. But I think I was just so happy to be there. I was like, I'm in the MLS, like I'm doing what I love. I'm here. It's not like how I kind of imagined it would be at first, but it's happening. So I was like, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Was it easy that transition to LAFC having Tristan Blackman there? I know you guys grew up played in the same club. I don't know if you guys played together, but you guys are about a year apart, correct?
Yeah, we're 1 year apart, but he actually played up, so we did play together. Like our whole childhood, we were on the same team and everything. Yeah.
So did that make it easier coming into LAFC, having somebody that since childhood, or still was a little bit difficult being part of the team?
No, I think you're right. I think Tristan he made it a lot easier for me because like obviously Tristan was very cool with everyone at the club. He was he was a 3rd draft pick, so he was very familiar with everyone there. So he was just able to just help me around. Like it was just nice to have somebody that I knew there where it was a little more familiar rather than just coming into a new club, not knowing anyone. So Tristan being at the club for sure. Looking back now, it was like, that was really nice to have him there.
Yeah, and would you go against him in practice? Because obviously him being a defender, you being a forward, was that competitive? With the competitive juices, flowing on the training ground? I
think the question he's trying to ask is who got the best of who.
We were definitely we'd be going at it. Tristan's obviously he's a competitor, but it was funny because it's like growing up we did the same thing. Obviously, he was just like growing up as a defender, and he'd be going up against me, but I don't know, like who got the best of who. It's close, 50-50 maybe.
Yeah. Don't be humble. He's in Vancouver now.
He's not gonna see this, right?
He's in Vancouver now. No more you.
Yeah, this is a U.S. only pod. We don't get broadcast in Canada, so you're all good.
Okay, then we're chilling. That's great. That's good.
Yeah. So I mean, how do you stay ready? Because obviously, the opportunity opened up for itself for you to kind of make the splash at the MLS's back tournament in the bubble. But how do you stay ready for that when that opportunity presents itself? You coming into a new situation, the circumstances kind of present a favorable opportunity for you. But how do you stay ready whether it's training, mental health stuff that you're doing off the pitch? Like, what makes you be able to stay ready for that moment and seize the opportunity when it presents itself?
Yeah, I think that's just your job as a pro. Like, it's not always easy. There's going to be times, obviously, especially on a team like LAFC, where we have so many good attacking players. You have Carlos, you have Brian, you have Chicho, Mahala. You'll always have somebody very good that you're competing with. But the thing is, not everybody is healthy all the time. So there are going to be times where they call on me to start games, contribute, obviously, and you have to do your best, in those moments to obviously show the coaches that they made a right decision by starting you or by subbing you in off the bench. Like, you need to make an impact. So I think that's kind of been my main mindset every time I come into the game. I'm like, let me just try to change the game. Like, let me try to be the difference maker in this. And I think so far it's been going pretty good, but yeah, I think it's that. And then I would say like off the field stuff, just like you just got to stay positive, I guess, is the main thing for me. Is like, sometimes things aren't always going your way, but like the only thing you control is training well and then making a difference when you get on the field. So I think just focusing on like what I could control, and then the rest of it, just see how it plays out.
Yeah, nice. So I mean, you go from playing in front of no fans to becoming a fan favorite in a short amount of time.
Yeah, that first game, it was pretty loud.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Like when
sure.
they do the player introductions, like you're one of the loudest kind of fan reactions.
I think you and Vela went head to head, or like who was a little bit louder.
Yeah. So what's that like? I mean, because obviously the 3252 and the rest of the LAFC fan base is notorious for being very passionate. They're notorious for being loud. They show out for their club. What's it like? What was it like kind of going from that 0 to 100 moment playing in front of no fans in Orlando to the packed out stadiums chanting your name?
I think you nailed it right there. It felt like 0 to 100. Like from you see the fan interaction online, but it's not the same obviously when you're in the stadium and they're so loud. So like I would see obviously the fans were passionate, and then all of a sudden, like 2021, we started getting full capacity, and then this year as well. It all came pretty fast, and I think it's just awesome. It's like I think I just try to like I said, work hard and make a difference when I come to the games. And I think the fans, especially the 3252, like they watch the games. They understand soccer, so like they see if I come in and I'm like busting my ass, like working hard, trying to like get a point for the team, get 3 points for the team. I think they notice that effort, and then they just obviously show love. And so like I'm just trying to give it back essentially with just good performances on the field and just trying to make a difference. So I think it's great. I love the fans, like literally all of them. They all like shown really good support to me, so it's just really good. And obviously I just want to keep making them proud as well.
How was that feeling when you first seen all of them? Was it you had chills around your body? How can you explain that feeling when you seen everybody screaming? They don't stop singing all game. So how was that?
Yeah, I think like they changed the game because they make the atmosphere a lot more intimidating for our opponents when we play them. So it's like that definitely plays into our favor as well on the field, and then it gives us support, like knowing like, all right, we just got to keep going in this place. So like it's almost like a lead up to something, like before we score, like we want this stadium to explode essentially. So I think all the fans, they just create that awesome atmosphere. And yeah, for sure. I think, definitely one of the first games like that I played in with full capacity and all the fans, definitely like chills, before you're about to sub on. Like this is, it's a good moment for sure.
Do you remember the first time you heard the MOOOOOOOSE chant?
I would say probably the loudest one was probably this season, and it was when I started against Portland Timbers in the U.S. Open Cup game.
I was at that game.
I was at that game as well.
Yeah, and I heard, I was like, dang man, because like it was a U.S. Open Cup, so it wasn't like full capacity. Right. Obviously, the supporter section was filled up, but it was probably like maybe 13,000 people there. But it got loud when they called your name out. That was one thing I really noticed.
No, definitely. I have not missed a home game this season. So every time you come on, it's the fans get happy. We expect so much from you just because I say we. No, but just because we seen you show out. So it like even that goal, that crazy goal you made against Cincinnati, it was an away game, but the fans were screaming so loud once you scored that goal.
Yeah, no, I literally love that. And I think I have noticed a lot of, more of the chants this year, and it's been really awesome for sure. The support's been really good. That's awesome. I didn't know you were coming to like every home game and stuff like that. That's cool.
I'm there.
The guys are fan. I mean, listen. It's gotten to the point where, we went to a LA Galaxy game, a couple of LA Galaxy games, and this guy's getting, because he's talking spicy about LA Galaxy fans on the show.
Just some jokes.
Yeah, and it was getting kind of circled around some LA Galaxy fan circles, and they're starting to recognize him. They start, yelling their obscenities and giving them some gestures.
Yeah, they did. I don't know what Mom had to do with it, They were calling me a son of a something. Like, leave my mom alone. She's sleeping at home right now.
Man, that don't even surprise me though with that. That's crazy. I've heard some bad stories with some of their fans. So
no, yeah, they're not too fond of me right now. Let's just put it that way.
Hey, me neither, so it's all right.
Yeah, let's talk about that rivalry a little bit because, although it's only 5 years old, it's definitely, I think, one of the most
talked about in MLS.
Talked about and the most kind of intense rivalries across the league between, two sets of very passionate fans, two pretty different clubs in terms of, where they're at both now and where they came from. So there's definitely, a lot to love about the rivalry. I mean, for me as a soccer fan living in LA, like, it's awesome every time, you guys play against each other. There's uproar. I think that playoff game a few years ago, the tickets were reselling for like $500. Like, it's going crazy. So, what's your take as a player? When you do line up against LA Galaxy, what is that feeling like for you? What's the intensity like, and how does that differ from just a different regular season match?
Yeah, I think it's just completely different. We have a thing here, it's the week leading up to a Galaxy game. Like, everyone, like almost every day when we step into the training facility, everyone says Galaxy Week, Galaxy Week. Like, it's always said, and it's always like on everyone's mind. So, I mean, we don't take those games lightly. I think it's such an intense rivalry. I think both teams play very good at home. Like, when we're at home and we play against them, like, we're winning. And then when they're at home and play against us, like, they step it up to 100. And I was like, I was just talking, I forgot who I was talking to it with, someone on our team when we were playing them at their place in the Open Cup game. Like, they, like, do not play that hard in any other game for the whole – but when they play us, like, they are running their ass off. They're, like, they're working their ass off, and it's like it's tough to beat them at their place. But I think that Open Cup game was definitely one of the hardest times, I think, for us as a club. Just like the way that we lost that game was, obviously we were extremely disappointed. The fans were extremely disappointed with that game, and like obviously we didn't want that to happen. Like, we're wanting to, like, we know how important that game is to our fans, and we reiterate that throughout the week, everyone, the coaching staff. So I think to get knocked out by Open Cup from them was just really bad situation. But at the same time, we understand we had all these injuries and we played like 8 games in that month. So like, I'm not going to be like completely like, like there was no reason why we lost those games. Like, there was reasons for sure, but obviously, yeah, we were extremely disappointed, but we play them at home. And I think 2 weeks from now,
couple weeks.
So
I have my ticket.
We're all going to, oh yeah, definitely get your tickets. We're gonna be like for sure ready for that game, because we're not gonna let them come, in our home at the Banc of California Stadium and win that game. So, but it'll be good. I'm sure they're gonna come out on fire too. It'll be a good game. But we're definitely looking to get revenge after that last one, because that one just didn't sit well with anyone at the club.
So, yeah, especially as a fan, for the last 5 years, LAFC has had a better team statistically wise. If we just look at the stats, last year probably not, but the years prior to that, LAFC has always had a better team than LA Galaxy since they came in the league. And it's always tough. All right, I know they play a little harder, but what do you think is for the team? Sometimes it feels like you guys come out a little nonchalant, and that's just from an outsider looking in. I know you guys don't, but
yeah.
What do you think? What do you think it has to take for you to get over the hump and beat them at home? Because that's the only thing they have on LAFC fans right now. You can't beat us at home.
I know. I think that's the main thing. Like, we're actually pointing that out. We're like, well, let's get our first win at their stadium. But you know what? Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, like you said, sometimes we do come out nonchalant when we play. I don't think it's on purpose though. I just think there's pressure. One, like the whole stadium. Like, there's like they have obviously the advantage because they have all their fans. Sorry about that. I was getting a phone call.
No worries. No worries.
So I think there's that element to it, but I just still think like I said earlier, when we play them at their stadium, like, they do not play like that any other game of the season. Like, they are just running. Like, if you like, so everyone just looks like, oh, well, they're not that good. They don't have these players. Like, but every single player that they have is like trying very hard at home. But also, I will say, if you flip it and they play us at home, we're gonna get the edge. We're like the ones who have the extra edge, because we know we have 20-something thousand fans at our stadium that are counting at us, and it's just maybe a little bit harder for the away team to get those results. Like, it's just tough, it's a tough environment. But shoot, I mean, I'm hopefully I'm part of the club when this happens, when we get that first home win at their stadium, because I know everyone wants that to happen.
Definitely. The joke I have against them is like, if you guys played against LAFC, the way you play those home games, you guys will be champions.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's so true, bro. If they played every game like that, they would be Real Madrid.
Oh man, that's good. Yeah, but talk about the. So you mentioned, you guys mentioned it's Galaxy Week. It's Galaxy Week. Talk about the preparation that goes into, because obviously it's coming up, July 8th, I think.
Yeah.
What goes into that week, and how does it differ from your typical run of the mill practice week?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think the preparation, like what we do on the field, changes much. We treat it like, because we do treat every game, in regular season. I think that's why we've been doing so well in regular season. We don't take any teams lightly, but I just think it's more of an emotional side that we're getting amped up to play them. But from a tactical perspective, I don't think there's much that we adjust. We do our scouting report. We make sure who obviously their best players are. For Chicharito, we need to keep an eye on him. We try to emulate it in training and give our defenders different looks on what he'll do. But other than that, it's not that much different.
Gotcha. Yeah. And former teammate of yours, before the last game,
Raheem Edwards. Yeah.
He had some comments. He said he was obviously. I'm sure it's the same on their end too, where they're kind of getting amped up to play you guys. But he said something, I really want to beat them. I want to piss off the 32-52. Did you guys hear that going into the week? And what were your thoughts on his kind of on his comments? Because kind of sparked up some controversy amongst some LAFC.
Oh yeah, there was a lot going on Twitter and in different sites.
I mean, I liked what LAFC 32-52's chant was before the game. I don't know if you guys heard it, if you were there. But they were just chanting, "Fuck you," and I was like, "All right." But it's funny because the guys who know him, obviously, so I know Raheem, and honestly, he is a friend of mine. He lives literally 5 minutes away from me. So and he didn't move obviously because he just went to Galaxy, so he just stayed where he's at. But
can you expose the address?
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. We will not be doing that.
It's but yeah, like I said, so the guys who know him, obviously we saw that, and that's kind of Raheem's personality. He likes to agitate a little bit. So I saw it when he did it, I was like, yeah, I could definitely see Raheem saying that type of stuff. But people who don't know him, maybe were like, oh, this guy's trying to, provoke and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, literally we saw those comments. We're like, all right, let's shut up Raheem. Let's literally prove him wrong. And then obviously just things didn't go that way in the game where we were pissed. We were like, shit, we wanted it to be better.
Yeah. I mean, he's obviously having a great year.
He's having an amazing year, yes.
Yeah, he is. To be fair, he's having a very good year.
Yeah. But it's easier to have a good year when you're playing against teammates are not as good as the LAFC players.
He's shining now.
Yeah, he's shining. Well, you have players like that, of course. Now, oh my God, man. You leave LAFC, now you're playing good. Shout out to Raheem.
Nah, man.
Shout out to Raheem.
No, but
Raheem's a good dude.
No, I know Raheem because he actually played in Toronto FC with one of my buddies. One of my closest friends played in Toronto FC with him. Toronto FC 2 with him. 2015-16, I believe. They played it around the same year. So I don't know Raheem personally, but I've seen him in Toronto playing with my close buddy.
He ended up having a really good year that year. I'm pretty sure that's when they won the Supporters Shield. He was part of that team.
Yep.
So.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think it was Raheem, Mark Anthony Kane, and the other Galaxy player they have in the middle. I think his name is Mikey Delgado. So those are all Toronto guys that played with my buddy when he was in Toronto FC. So
nice.
It's crazy how they're all here and they're all doing pretty good.
Yeah, all of them are.
Yeah, so let's talk about LA a little bit because, making your way from Vegas to LA, what was that transition like? What are some of the things that you like to get up to out here? What are some of your favorite parts of the city? What are some of your least favorite parts of the city? Just can you talk about, what living in LA is like for you?
Yeah, I think I love living in LA. Just to start it off, it's been awesome so far since I've been here. My first year was a little weird because it was the COVID year, so everything was closed. So I didn't really like that because I was like, man, some of these restaurants people are telling me to go to and stuff are closed. But I would say my favorite thing to do, I like going to the beach or just go chill by the pool in my apartment. I don't know, I just like being in the water and stuff like that. So I would say if I'm going to the beach, like 99% of the time, it's gonna be at Santa Monica. Usually, just because I
Okay.
live in downtown, so it's just like 20-minute drive essentially
Right.
down the 10, and I'm there. So
Yeah, you're not going all the way
yeah, I
up
mean,
to Malibu, right?
Just reach out. I live in Santa Monica, so just let
yeah,
me know.
shit,
We
there
can
you
hang
go.
out. Yeah, there we go. We can
Oh,
hang
For
out.
real,
man.
Just let
bro.
me
I mean,
know.
I'm always there, bro. I'm literally
So
chilling on the beach, like especially now that the weather's been getting better. Like
definitely.
now's the time. Like
Yeah.
I've been going pretty often. But yeah, sometimes Malibu. Like I'm like planning on going like to the beach there pretty soon. But Malibu's honestly awesome. It's like that's a cool ass vibe. Like
Yeah.
I just like it out there. Like the restaurants and stuff are just super chill.
Definitely a different vibe out
Yeah,
there.
definitely.
Yeah.
I usually like taking the bike road to
Yeah.
Malibu. And they have like before getting to Palisades, they have a little restaurant in front of the beach. That's a really good place. I forget the name of it though, but it's an amazing place. It's right in front of the beach. So
Yeah, we don't get free
Okay.
pub out here anyways. So
Huh?
we don't get free
no,
pub
no
out
free
here
pub.
anyway,
I do
so-
know the name, but I'm not gonna say
Yeah,
it.
so we'll say that off
We'll
air.
reach out
Yeah,
off
yeah,
air.
yeah, but I mean, we talked to a couple of Angel City FC players as well, and they mentioned the beach is kind of like their big hangout spot too. So what is it about the beach that makes it so? Because obviously, I mean, we grew up here, so like it
Yeah.
may not be as kind of special to us as someone coming from a different spot.
Right.
But what
think-
about it is so inviting or so alluring to you?
Yeah, I think like you guys said, kind of like the way you described like the beach, and you guys grew up here, so it's not that. That's how I kind of feel with Vegas. People are like,
Right.
"Oh, it's in Vegas." Here. I'm like, "Yeah, like I grew up here, so it's not." But for me, what I love about the beach is just like I don't know. So I've just been getting into like surfing since I've been here too. Like I'm not
Oh.
by no means like no great surfer. I'm from Vegas in the desert, but like I just want to like try it and stuff like that. So I'll end up like trying that out. But really, I just like being like out there in the sun, chilling, just being in the water. It's like I don't know, it's peaceful because like I said, I'm like literally from the desert in Las Vegas. Like
Right.
we don't have anything like that back home for me. So like just to come here and just be on the beach for me, it just seems like it's just really fun. Like I don't know if I'll get bored of it eventually, but so far I haven't been bored of it. I just like going there.
Hopefully not, so you can stay in the tea for a little bit longer.
Yeah, for real.
Hopefully
I wanna go to the
not.
beach more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so all right. Have you tried any new foods out here in Vegas? I know Vegas has a lot of great restaurants, but have you tried any new foods in LA? Something that has stand out?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Bro, I've been to like so many like restaurants. To be honest, like the names though are almost like blanking on me. I've been to like so many places in Santa Monica. There's this one breakfast place called Blue Jam Cafe. There's actually one in
Yeah.
Santa Monica
Yeah.
and one
Yes.
downtown.
Yeah.
And bro, that breakfast place is like one of my favorites so far. Like
The French toast with the
churro-
blueberries on top.
The,
Yeah.
the churro French toast,
Yeah,
bro. The
definitely.
churro
I
French
know.
toast is
Oh,
fire.
Yeah,
bro,
definitely.
Yeah.
they got the breakfast sandwich too. That's fire, and I'll pair that
Ooh.
with the French toast. And it's
Yeah.
just so good. But
Yeah,
that's like one
that's-
breakfast place specifically I can think of. Do you guys have any like recommendations?
Oh, I'm Salvadorian. You still have to try a pupusa. I don't know if you ever heard about what they are.
I've had pupusa because I had teammates who were El Salvadorian, and we always go get pupusas. Like
Yeah.
this was in Reno.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, it's fire, bro. I love that stuff.
So we
Is
got
there
a
a good
big
place out here?
we have a big Salvadorian community out here. So
Oh, nice.
I will let you know about some places that I like going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know for sure.
If they serve it with a fork and a knife, then it's probably not
Nah,
the right
you
spot.
got finger
Yeah.
food. It's a finger food. It's a finger food.
So that,
What's the drink? Isn't there like a special like El Salvadorian drink that you can like get with pupusas? It's like a fruit drink. They have like the fruit inside.
Ensalada.
Yeah,
They call it salad,
yeah.
but it's ensalada. Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm always getting that. Like that's definitely one of my favorites.
Oh, he's Salvadorian.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
Salvadorian.
yeah, bro.
He's Salvadorian. He's one of us.
I'm telling you, I would go to this place all the time. It's like this El Salvadorian spot. I'd always be there. It was super good.
I'm gonna take some pupusas to the stadium next time. So after the game,
Yeah.
have a Ziploc bag
Yeah.
for you.
yeah,
Oh,
with
bro,
some
that would be
aluminum
awesome.
foil. Yeah.
I got you.
All right, yeah, next game.
All
I'm
right.
gonna set it up. Other than that, any other foods have you tried? New foods from different countries? Because we're such a diverse community out here. We have different people from different countries. Any new food that you tried that you like, you didn't like, just let us know.
Yeah. I just eat like sushi a lot. That's like I'm
Mm.
always hitting up like a bunch of sushi places. One thing, this has nothing to do with LA, but like our team cook served this to us the other day. I don't know if you guys have had it, but if you guys ever ate grasshoppers, Or crickets?
No.
I have not, but they do serve that. I think it's at a baseball stadium. I think it's the Seattle Mariners baseball stadium. They have like,
do they?
They have like chili lime, like crickets or locusts or something like that.
Yeah. So like anyway, I just had crickets for like the first time. I was like, I never thought I'd taste that before, but like I didn't like them at all. So I was just curious if you guys have tried them. But,
I probably tried it when I was like 5 years old. Like
live. No, he wasn't eating live.
It's Stardew. You ever had it?
He was eating live. He had cricket sushi.
Cricket, yeah, cockroaches, a little bit of it.
Nah, that ain't it.
Slimy yet satisfying.
Nah, what is this? The Lion King, Timon and Pumbaa?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, yeah. So I mean, obviously, Danny, it was awesome to have you on the show.
Wait, I have one more question.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Let me backtrack a little bit. I know you played with your brother in UNLV. How was it playing with your brother? Because I played college soccer. I was okay athlete. Not at your level, probably a little bit. But I played with my brother for 2 years, and it was like the most competitive 2 years of my life, because like playing with your brother, you can't lose against your brother. So the minute they set you in different teams, it's like I gotta get a red card, but it's practice, so I can't hurt him. You have to play. But how was that? Yeah. How was that?
Yeah. What school did you go to?
I played in Arizona Western. It's a JUCO school.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, in Yuma, Arizona.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think kind of like what you were saying, it's pretty similar. Like, because my little brother is a center back, so like same thing. I'm a forward going against him and training all the time, and it's like, yeah, growing up together, I think that's probably a part of the reason why I've been able to have success in my career, is because growing up with my little brother, like always competing against each other, that created, something in me that made me a lot more competitive, and it made me a lot better, and it made him a lot better. So I think it rose us to that level to where we were able to play, obviously at UNLV together. But it was definitely like awesome, like in games, like having my little brother there, and just we're like playing, and he was definitely like one of the best center backs that we had on our team and in our conference. So like to see him, doing well and succeeding, it was just literally an awesome feeling. It's like a dream come true for two brothers. I mean, I'm sure So just
definitely.
It's just an awesome feeling.
How was it making him? Because you said off air that you made him at least 7 times.
I maybe megged him like one time, and I tease him about it. He'll get angry though or something. We'll like get into a fight. So I was like, all right, he knows I megged him. I don't need to say it again.
No, my brother one time he megged me, but it was lucky. Like he missed that. Went through my legs. Sure. Right. Honestly, he didn't get the ball though, because I went 2 feet to tackle him. Then I felt bad. I was like, oh, that's my brother. I still got to talk to my mom after. But like I had to set the tone, like, don't do that again in practice in front of our teammates, because then they feel like they can do it. Yeah. And at that point, I'm gonna have to fight the whole team.
That's big older brother energy right there. That's big older brother energy.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, being the older brother, you got more pressure because you're like, yo, I can't have my little brother.
No, definitely
doing this right now.
But I can admit he was better than me. He was like about. I'm 5'8". He's 6'1". So
he's big. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
and I was a right back, and he was a center forward. So he was like, holding.
Okay.
The only way I can defend him is like dropping him, pulling the shirt,
punching him. Gotta be aggressive.
Punching him in the back.
There's really nothing. I don't know. I'm not demoralizing, but like just kind of it's a blow to the heart, especially as being the older brother, because I have a younger brother. We both played baseball growing up, and when you see him kind of finally eclipse you, because growing up I'm a year and a half older than him, so I was just better than him at anything that we did. But then finally, when he started, he started kind of catching up to me, and then eventually he ended up passing up. So I played D3 college baseball, he played D1, and so just kind of seeing that, it's like not demoralizing, but it's definitely a shot to the ego. But especially being the older brother.
Yeah, at that point I was like, so what? I'm better in class.
What's your GPA, bro? What's your GPA?
Yeah, that's funny though, because like I remember there was one little story. My little bro in college, like he ends up like he's like pressuring me on the back because he's a center back. And I remember one time, like I didn't even like kind of pay attention with him, but like I actually like threw a little elbow back. It catches him like in his mouth. And then he like just goes and punches me like, in the back of the head. And everyone's like, yo, what's going on right now? And I remember we were like, everyone just kind of stopped right then. Like we didn't fight or nothing, but it was like, what the hell? Like I elbowed him, then he punched me. And then after that, like we were cool. Like literally like an hour later, we were like, my bad. Like we were both like, that was our fault. And then after that, we were cool. So I guess that's kind of how brothers is. Like
no, definitely.
And then after, you're just kind of like,
all love. Right.
Yeah, it's all love at the end of the day.
Right.
Our coach had to set us down. Like, hey, you guys know you're family, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly why.
We're I know.
Guess why you recruit both of us at the same time?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
No, so
Yeah. So I mean, before we wrap up, we do a little segment. Julio's prepared a few rapid fire questions. He's gonna put you on the hot seat, and then we can wrap things up after that. But
All right,
Julio, what you got?
pool party or nightclub?
Pool party.
Reno or Cashman Field?
Reno.
All right.
All right.
You're tough.
That was a fast one, though.
Yeah,
that
was pretty fast.
Yeah. Off the top.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
All right. Best night place in Vegas or the most overrated? You can say one. Like, which one's the best night place to go to in Vegas, or the most overrated one? You can either or.
Dre's is probably one of the best ones.
All right.
What's the most overrated one?
What's the most overrated one?
I don't know. I mean, all of them I've actually heard really good things. Maybe Hakkasan, but like, I don't know. A lot of them are very good.
He's not trying to burn his bridges. He has like 3 promoters out there.
Yeah.
That really cool.
I'm not picking sides yet on this one.
All right. Good fit, bad shoes. Good shoes, bad fit.
Bad fit, good shoes.
Yeah, that's
that's
the resounding
popular,
number one answer.
Man.
Yeah.
You don't. It's hard to pick that one. That's like you don't want to do either
All
or.
right. And the last one, who's the best soccer player in the family, Adam or Danny?
Danny for sure.
No, that's the easiest one. That was the easiest
Yeah,
one.
that was the easiest one.
So,
Right there.
what if you ask your parents?
I would say me for sure.
Oh man, look, man. I know you got a million things going on. You know, you're obviously busy, dude. So I appreciate you coming on and taking the time to talk to us. Danny, it was great getting to know you a little bit. We'll put all your socials in the description and in the comments and whatever. But thank you so much for taking the time. Best of luck to you moving forward. And we're gonna be at that game July 8th. So Julio's gonna bring some homemade pupusas.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll get
So if you see a guy screaming for your jersey, it's probably gonna be me.
Yeah, don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed.
Don't be alarmed.
He gets a little fanboyish when he gets.
Oh no, yeah. This has been the most exciting person we had in the podcast. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Didi. I'm sorry, DJ. I'm sorry, Dejuan. I'm excited today. I've been this whole week. I've been circling Thursday.
Love that.
Big LAFC fan. I was there the first home opening game at the Banc. So it's really exciting having you on. Especially the team has been doing great this year. I did want to talk to you before we let you go. I did want to talk to you about that goal against Cincinnati because you stopped. You stopped it with your left, shot it with your right?
Well, I stopped with my right, shot with my left. Yeah.
And it went upper V. How crazy was that?
Yeah, I think that was just a crazy goal.
It bounced up a little bit, and you got it off the air.
So Carlos ended up just playing it into my feet. It was like a little, not behind me, but like not in front of me. So like I had to just kind of stop a little bit. Took a touch, it like bounced up, and I was like, let me just smack this on target. And of course, went in the top corner, which was good. And then we won the game. So it was like perfect.
It was 1-1, and there was a 2-1 winner.
That was the decider. So it was good.
Yeah.
I think I subbed in that game, so it was like 10 minutes before. So it was good. It was definitely a good feeling.
What's your chemistry like with Carlos? Obviously, he's such a dynamic player up front. What's it like playing alongside him in the attacking third?
I think Carlos, he's just so easy to play with because he's so good. Like, he's just so smart. He sees the games in just a different way. So like for me, it's pretty easy to play with Carlos because you just need to do like the obvious thing. He'll pick out the pass. He'll he has the vision. So I feel like for me, it's been really good playing with Carlos ever since I got here. I think the more that I've been with the club now, the easier it is. You see his tendencies and you can just play off of him. Yeah, it's definitely really good to play with him.
All right, this is the last question. What was your coming to MLS moment? When did you feel like when you're like, oh well, hold up, this guy just made me? I didn't think the league was gonna be that intense.
Oh man.
Or a defender, you're like, I'm just trying to get by this guy for all game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was actually when we played Seattle. This was my first year in 2020. We played them at their stadium, and Yamar, the center back for Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, I remember I tried to push the ball by him, and he was literally like a brick, bro. Like I was like, this guy is built like freaking tank. So I was like I tried to like shove him off the ball a little bit, but he did not budge. And I was like, this guy is built different. You know, he's not like any other players I played against. So I would say that was like one moment I was like, yeah, this is, you know, the big leagues essentially.
All right. And when was that one moment when you're like, I belong, like this, I'm good I belong in this league?
I think my first goal, that was like when I was like, all right, like I scored. It was like a monkey on my back, like weight off my shoulders, essentially. Like I just like scored my first goal, and it was something that obviously I always dreamed of doing and being at that moment. And then for it to have happened, I was like, good. Like it felt like it belonged. I was like, this needed to happen. I wanted it to happen, and now it's finally happened. So that was one. After I walked off the field, I was like, I felt like, yeah, I belong, and this was good for sure.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you again so much for joining the show. Shout out to our sponsors, Bet Online. Shout out to the Football Boutique for kitting us out. Thanks again for joining the show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll be back next week with another episode.
Hey.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you, Danny.